What is up, you guys? This is Herpy Derpy, and today I'm bringing you guys a very interesting battle where I'm kind of using my NU team versus my opponent's RU team. I think my opponent is a subscriber of mine, I believe, and I just kind of accidentally brought an NU team, but it doesn't really matter too much to me because I don't really mind fighting in a lower tier, which is totally cool. And looking at my opponent's team, it seems pretty well balanced. I mean, like Slowking, obviously Special Wall, Tangrowth, and Steelix, probably, the physical walls, and then we have three very powerful sweepers in the form of Typhlosion, Primeape, and Rotom. I'm not sure what kind of item they're holding, so I'm gonna be very curious about what's their item choice. And if you look at my team, I'm still kind of using like my Corsola and kind of like my really basic like NU team. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy. So I'm going to opt to start off with my Exeggutor while my opponent starts off with this Typhlosion. I'm not going to want to stay in on this Typhlosion because I know the eruption's coming. So I'm going to go into my Corsola to quad resist that, and boy do I take that very, very nicely because Corsola is just a beast. So now I'm going to go for some Stealth Rock since I know he's going to switch out since like 99% of Typhlosions are choice except for mine. So I get free Rock Set, which is totally nice, and he's going to opt to switch into Slowking. So now I'm going to switch out and go into my Haunter, predicting the Toxic, which he does go for, which is very nice. And now I don't want my Haunter to be taking a Scald, so I'm going to switch out once more and go into my Exeggutor, who can resist the Scald very nicely. And I'm going to go for the sub, knowing he's either going to go for Scald or Toxic. If he goes for Scald, it's going to take 2 hits to break my sub. Toxic, I can block it. And Gear Drain is going to do a very nice chunk to the Slowking, which is awesome, because Slowking should be his specially defensive wall. And he actually packs the Fire Blast, which is very interesting. I actually don't see Slowkings with Fire Blast very often. But now he's going to switch back into his Typhlosion, maybe predicting my Giga Drain that he can resist. But I'm just going to go for another sub, either way. And now he's going to go for Fire Blast and miss, which is very unfortunate for him because he could have broken my sub right here. But I'm going to go pull off a Psyshock, and now I'm basically free to kill off this Typhlosion, but he misses yet again. And now I'm going to get one more Psyshock and kill off that Typhlosion. And that is very unfortunate for my opponent. But even if he did connect to Fire Blast, I could just switch back into Corsola and then switch out again right back into Exeggutor. So it wouldn't really, I guess it didn't really matter too much. So now my opponent's going to go for a U-turn on his Primeape. He's going to break my sub, switch out, go into his Tangrowth because he knows his Tangrowth can pretty much wall me. And I'm going to opt to go for a Psyshock. And this is like one of the few cases where Psyshock does less damage than Psychic. It's only against like a freaking Tangrowth, and like that's it. So I'm just gonna go for a sub. I'm gonna risk just going down to my Starf Berry because I really have nothing to lose anymore. I'm just gonna see what kind of boosts I get with Starf Berry, and hopefully I might get some lucky ones. So he shows me he has most likely a Hidden Power Fire, which is good to know, and I get a special defense boost, which really doesn't help too much because I still can't take a hidden power from this thing, and he can still break my sub, which is kind of unfortunate. But now I'm gonna get another Star Fury boost, but it's accuracy this time, and I'm like, okay, accuracy doesn't really help. Thanks for the help, Star Fairy. So basically, I didn't get anything too lucky this game, but what can you do? So I'm just going to decide to leave Exeggutor in as fodder because he's most likely going to set up rocks within these next few turns, and once rocks are up, I can't switch in anymore. So I'd rather just have Exeggutor die. So now I'm going to get a safe switch into my Kling, and since I know he probably has Sleep Powder, I'm going to go for the sub, predicting that, and that's very nice for me because now I'm going to get a free opportunity to go for a Shift Gear, which is so awesome. And now he's gonna go for a Giga Drain, and 2 Giga Drains isn't gonna break my sub. And the fact that he isn't using a Hidden Power here definitely tells me that it's Hidden Power Ice and not Hidden Power Fire. So now he's gonna switch and go into his Steelix, and Steelix is a problem because I can't really hit the Steelix very hard because Steelix has monstrous defense. So I'm just going to do my best, try to shift gear as much as possible, which is actually a really bad play on my part because he does pack the Gyro Ball, and at maximum speed, his Gyro Ball is going to be able to break my subs in one shot. The Dragon Tail won't be able to break my sub in one shot, but the like I said before, Gyro Ball will, and Gear Grind misses right here, which is really unfortunate. Even if my Kling dies right here, I really just want to break the Sturdy on the Steelix because I can bring in Magmortar, I can go for a Fire Blast and kill off the Steelix, but because of the Sturdy, he's going to finish me off with like an Earthquake or Gyro Ball before I can kill him. So I miss again with a Gear Grind, so I'm going to go for another sub, hoping, I can maybe Gyro Ball's min-max, But he's going to go for Earthquake, and I'm going to go for a third Gear Grind, and I miss yet again. And that's really going to be annoying, because I basically can't really use Magmortar. I mean, he should have stayed in right here and gone for an Earthquake, but he actually just decided to switch into Slowking. I guess he wanted to preserve his sturdy for maybe a future turn, but either way, Fire Blast does an okay chunk to Slowking. I really didn't want to overpredict because I am not in a situation to be, making crazy predictions like that. So gonna go into Corsola to take the Scald, basic Corsola, and now I'm hoping he's gonna go for another Scald because I'm gonna try to go for a Mirror Coat this turn, but he's actually gonna go for the Toxic, which is very unfortunate because now he is gonna see that I have the Mirror Coat, and now he's basically not gonna Scald anymore. But since I know he's not gonna Scald anymore, I feel very safe in switching out. So I'm just gonna opt to switch out because I know he's probably not gonna go for any of those moves, and I'm gonna go into my Stantler, and he's actually gonna switch out himself and he's going to go into his Rotom. And Rotom is kind of annoying because I don't really have a move to hit it except for a Mega Horn. So I'm just going to go for a Mega Horn on this Rotom, and it misses. Oh my god, I am missing like every single attack. This is frustrating. But now he's going to go for a T-Bolt, which almost kills me. He gets a Paralyze on me, and I can't move because I get Parahaxed. So that's really annoying. But I guess on the bright side, I did wear him down a little bit because I do see the Life Orb, and I know he's not going to be able to live much longer. So now I'm going to go into my Corsola because I know I can live a T-Bolt from this Rotom now that I scouted out his set, and I do live the T-Bolt, and I'm going to go for a Mirror Coat, break his sub, which is very, very nice. And now I'm pretty sure he's going to go... he might go for another sub, I'm not too sure, but either way, I have nothing to lose if I go for a Scald, and he's actually going to go greedy, and he's going to go for a sub. I think he did this because maybe he was predicting my Mirror Coat, letting me die to Toxic, and then he can Pain Split whatever comes in next. I think is probably what his game plan was, but unfortunately for him, it didn't quite work out, so now he's just going to stay in, leave his Rotom to die, since he's going to dead to Stealth Rocks either way, and Life Orb will kill him either way. So it's a double down. My Corsola did its job. It got rid of Rotom, which is very, very helpful. So yeah, Corsola, you did your job. But you didn't kill Latias though. So sorry about that. So now I'm going to go into my Magmortar, and luckily for me, he does go into his Steelix. And because of the Stealth Rocks, his Sturdy has been broken. So I know he's going to switch once again and go into his Slowking. So I'm going to go for the T-Bolt, which is going to be very nice because it's going to do a nice chunk to Slowking, and I get his Slowking paralyzed, but it's really not going to matter too much since the Slowking is really slow. So I can't quite kill the Slowking in the next T-Bolt, so I'm just going to switch into Haunter, hoping I can take a Scald, and I do, and fortunately for me, I don't get burned, which is very nice. And now I can go, I feel very safe going for the Sable on his Slowking, burn a few turns, I suppose you can say, and just try to set up subs, and hopefully he'll get paralyzed. That's basically my game plan right now, because I am not safe to switch into Magmortar at all. I need to save my Magmortar for that stupid Steelix. So I'm going to go for a sub, hoping he'll miss a Fire Blast, but unfortunately for me, it does break my sub right here, and now I'm like basically pinned into a small corner. I have to go for Shadow Ball. I'm just going to do as much damage as possible because I don't want the Slowking to be getting too much leftovers recovery, and Shadow Ball does an okay chunk, but Fire Blast does miss here, which is very nice for me, and finally, luck is a little bit on my side now, and I'm going to finish off the Slowking with one more Shadow Ball, which is very nice for me. So now, I feel very safe against my opponent's team right now because I know Haunter can deal with almost anything on his team, and he's going to go into Tangrowth, and I'm pretty sure I can live a Giga Drain since I do resist it, and Shadow Ball does a pretty decent chunk to Tangrowth, and I also do live the Giga Drain, which is just as nice because now I am going to be able to clean 2-hit KO that Tangrowth with relative ease, and now the momentum is completely shifted back to my favor, and I'm feeling really good right now because his last two guys are Steelix and Primeape. My Magmortar can handle Steelix, but I'm just not sure about the Primeape because I'm pretty sure that Primeape is Scarf. So either way, he's going to go back into a Steelix. I'm just going to let my Haunter die because I really need to make sure I break his sturdies so my Magmortar can go for a Fire Blast. So gonna go for Hidden Power Fighting, and he's just gonna Gyro Ball and kill him off my Haunter, which is totally cool with me, because now I'm gonna bring in my Magmortar, and I'm gonna go for the Fire Blast, and I'm 100% sure that should kill the Steelix, even if he may be very specially defensive bulky. So that's very nice for me, and now it's basically down to Primate versus Magmortar. I'm not sure if I can live the close combat or Earthquake or Stone Edge, so I'm really hoping Magmortar can live this hit. And I'm like, come on, Magmortar, you got this. You got this. And I live the Earthquake like a beast. And now I'm going to be able to fire back a Fire Blast, which is going to kill the Primeape. And fortunately for me, it hit, but he does disconnect as soon as he sees I hit the Fire Blast. So that's very unfortunate for my opponent. But either way, that was a great game. Hope you guys enjoyed this battle. And for question of the day, why don't we have it, what's your favorite tier? I think my favorite tier is definitely RU, but I'm slowly kind of shifting towards NU a little bit. So leave a comment, let me know what's your favorite tier, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.